Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Jerry's Old Guy Review. And I'm going to tell you, I have been detailing and soldering and hey, Pezapoo. Audrey's up here saying hi. There's my assistant as usual. Let It Fly on Fridays, 19 March 2021 edition, brought to you this week by Ron Hellman, who thinks I'm slacking and I should get to work on RC. So, okay, these are my detailing spectacles and soldering spectacles. I'll take them off. So this week's going to be a little different. I'm just going to throw a bunch of stuff in. Not too much ranting. No real news except for one thing. The word on the street is that overseas is jacking up the prices on RC companies. So Red Cat was the first to announce they'd be raising their prices. Obviously, more to come. So if you want it, you better get it right now. That is what I did. So, moving on from that, getting things done. I love it, Ron Hellman. When are you going to get some other products done? Well, I'm working, doing a little bit every day. Well, what do you have that needs to be done? Well, get after it. I love you guys. You guys make me crack up all the time. So, moving on to Red Cat. Hey, you know what? Red Cat, they've got some pretty nice vehicles now. So, if they do raise their prices up, how bad's it going to be? So, if you take a $300 vehicle and you raise the price, say $100. Now you got a $400 vehicle. What are these companies that are selling 500 and up kits going to do? Are they going to be just 50, 100, maybe $200? Seeing that the almighty dollar is motivating some of these companies lately, might be a way to start looking at some of these smaller companies with price upgrades or updates or whatever they're going to call them. But more to Red Cat. So once again, I want to thank all of you guys viewing. You guys exploded my little review of the Red Cat Gen 8 version 2. Wow. In 24 hours, over 100 views right off the bat. Boom. Thank you, everyone. But that says to me that a lot of people are thinking about the Red Cat. And I did the initial review, and there's ongoing work going on the Gen 8 right now. But I will tell you, it warrants another video because there are things on that vehicle that I have never seen on other vehicles, higher priced vehicles. And if you are a guy or gal who loves adjustability, holy cow, that truck is for you. The things you can do to it, which I'm going to go into depth. So far, the only two things I saw that kind of chapped my ass a bit is the size of it and the radio box is not waterproofed. Easy fixes, but come on, man. As beautiful as you made that truck, throw a gasket in it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to use some RTV and make a gasket for the electronics box, and boom, it's waterproof. But that's a piddly one. But if you guys get one, take the 2 screws off and look at, they have a molded little note molded in underneath that tray. I'm not going to tell you, but if you guys are like me, you're going to need them. Put them on because it's tiny. But it is fun. But if you look at it, it was a lot smaller than a full-size Blazer, but they're about the same size. It's actually a little bigger than the full-size Blazer, so a little bit off. So moving on, I'm calling an end to the Versus Challenge for the first round of the semifinals. And we have winners, the Element Sendero, the Axial UMG, the Axial Gladiator, and we needed a best loser, and everybody that voted for the Axial Blazer. So it is the #1 loser. Surprises me, you guys, TRX4, nobody even voted for it at all. There were some comments for me to fix the Beast too. I don't have an update on it yet. I haven't messed with it. But looking at the competitors in this competition, you know, we had Cross and we had RC 4-wheel drive, multiple, Traxxas, Axial, Element. Too bad we didn't have the, well, I guess nobody ever voted for the Gen 7 Red Cat, but now we'll have the 8 to go along in another competition down the road. But out of our 4, standing right now, 1 Element, 3 Axials. So, we have the bowl of decisions. We have the Element Sendero. We're going to pick the next competitors for the next 4. We've got the Axial UMG. And this will be the last time we'll have to pick competitors because they are down to the final 2. And the final 2, this competition will be one more time on the 20-degree incline. And that's the Axial Blazer. And the finals will be the 30-degree incline. So, here we are. We're mixing them up. Very official. Picking one of these little fellas out. First competition is going to be the Axial UMG 6x6 versus, oh my God, I didn't crunch it up that bad, Axial Blazer. Wow, that's going to be a rematch of the UMG 6. Against the Blazer. Wow. Rematch. And the next will be, you are so gorgeous, little biddies, the Element Sendero. Don't even have to pick the other one. Element Sendero against the Axial Gladiator. Haha. Versus the Gladiator. There it is. The second of the semifinals. Boom. UMG 6 against the Blazer. Element against the Gladiator. You can't eat that. It's paper. So there it is. I will begin that competition maybe this weekend or first thing next week. So we're crossing all those out. Next is going to be, I had 2 questions in the comments on some projecting. And Steve from Indigo Creek Trading Company liked the axles that were on the Red Cat Gen 8 and had a question for me. Now, Steve, I have metal axles and plastic axles. You're just going to be in my way. For both of my semi trucks. Now, you're going to luck out here because it barely works with the 6 mils, because if you look at yours, you should know there's a lip. And that lip just sits on the portal axle. But Club 5 Racing makes a extended stub axle kit. It's $12.99, I think it is, and it's a 12 millimeter. So the 6 millimeters aren't quite, they don't quite fit, but I put a 9 millimeter on there. It's not quite the right one, but it looks like 9 is just about there to clear it completely. So if you were to go to Club 5 for $12.99 and buy these stub axle kits, you need 2 of them. That they're brass, but it comes with the extended shaft, the axle shaft for the portals. 12 mil on each side, you should clear that axle perfectly. So I hope that helps, Steve. It's better than trying to type it all out in the comment section, that we can just discuss it here. And the second one was from Shannon Vance. Shannon, what's the sense of giving somebody a phone number if you never answer your phone? Just asking. So Shannon, who should be the poster child for Element RC, if I ever become huge on the YouTube, I'm going to let Element know. He saw the mud truck conversion kit for the Axial SCX10 OG, and he was wondering if it would work on an Element. Now, I'm going to tell you, Shannon, right off the bat, I did a lot of tinkering, and I have my visual aid that I was using, which is an OG/2 Axial SCX10 front frame rail, which I just got them to cut them apart to make a 6-wheeler. But the Axial is very, very weak pronounced bend. Elements have a very pronounced square. So none of these holes line up where you would need to put your shock mounts to do this kit. So if you were to spend $46 on the kit, I'm sure with some drilling you could make it work. The transmission, which is the biggest part of it, those holes line up. So, if you want to do a lot of modifying, not using one of these frames, but using the one that comes on the truck, there's a chance, because these holes, they have to mount up here to make the upper shock mount work. I don't know, that's one of these holes is for the upper part of the actual chassis, of the aftermarket chassis. So, it may work, but it's going to take a lot of tinkering. So that's that. For that part, Shannon, hope that helps. Visual aids, I think, always work better, but that's going to be a tinkering kind of thing. If you like fabbing stuff up, you can always make anything work. Now, what did I do last week? Oh, you know what? I did miss a channel. But Not a suggestion channel. Hasn't even been on my channel at all that I could tell. But for all you dirty old men like me, who, when you sit around in your workshop with your friends or even by yourself, and your language would make a sailor blush, head on over to Angry Dave's Adult RC, and the face you put on for the YouTube to be nice and polite, he doesn't. And when he goes off, I giggle my ass off because it sounds just like me working in the workshop. So go check out Angry Dave's Adult RC. Let him know I sent you by to see him. And, you know, I'll tell you, he tells you right off the bat, disclaimer, send the kids out. That is literally a couple of guys in the bar or at work working where there's no ears around. I love it. I've been listening to him for the last few days, actually this week while I've been tinkering, because he does a lot of the stuff I like doing, detailing and, you know, making things pretty without spending a ton of money on them. So check out Dave. And that'll take us to the shout outs this week. We have got all of you guys that I'm going to read on my shout outs. As usual, thank you for coming by and commenting and having a discussion. We've got Apex RC Studio, Stage Cannon Seattle. Got a nice project in mind, he does. Callum Fleming's RC, Stuart Harvey. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for viewing and liking and subscribing to the page. Stage Cannon's Seattle has got an idea that he wants to stretch his HG. What the hell is that? The 806 trailer? He wants to stretch it. So he's going to keep me updated whenever he thinks about getting around to it. And I will let you guys know what he's doing, and hopefully we can share it. So that's it for this week. I've done a lot of tinkering in the shop, so not a lot of looking at any news, not getting worked up. Thanks again for everyone. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Tell your friends. Once again, like I said, tell your mom, because she'll tell all of her friends. So this week, thank you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.